good to go. Our next and final speaker is Xintong Bausch, talking about the linguistic features of Graeco-Latin words used by Chinese English second language L2 learners in academic writings.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jillian. Tonight, I just want to share my experience and my study on L2 vocabulary learning and teaching. So many years ago, I was just a young ESL teacher in China. And in one class, I taught a set of synonyms to my students. Complex, complicated, and sophisticated. The goal of that class, I was just trying to raise my students' awareness that actually, even though those words are all translated into one meaning in Chinese, 复杂, they have different connotations. So one of the students raised her hand and questioned me, "Are you sure about that?" I replied to her, "Yes, I'm pretty sure about that." But her question made me think like, oh, actually, my students didn't know the word meaning well, then let alone like they cannot really use it well in their academic writings. So for those of you who are working with L2 students, you may encounter this type of sentences in your student writing. So these, without adequate vocabulary knowledge, the student kind of use what people refer to use $2 words in expressing 10 cent meanings. So but this is kind of like a first-class problem to have. So in seeing this type of problem, I was thinking to help those advanced students. So my first step was to think about what features are those words, those big words, share among each other that cause the L2 students difficulty in using them. Then I found that most of these words come from Greek and Latin origin. Greek and Latin morphemes are rather alien to L2 students whose first language doesn't really share the heritage. And compounding to this problem, in Chinese classroom, we really don't have any pedagogy targeting at this problem and help students to return the concept. So consequently, the Graeco-Latin words concept are rather underrepresented in L2 student mental lexicon. So therefore, I propose to investigate linguistic features of using these type of Graeco-Latin words. The ultimate goal is to actually identify the student usage signature of using this type of words in order to design a vocabulary intervention in the future which tailored exactly for those students. So I collected 100 student writings who are still doing learning English in China now. And what I did is just go look through what they do right and what they do wrong and group them into different categories of usage patterns, which in corpus linguistics known as error analysis. This is a still ongoing project, and hopefully I can get the intervention soon and test the effectiveness, and hopefully my intervention can help the students using the word.